I don't even care to care at this point. Let me just... I'm really inclined to just let this video run like this. It's like I almost don't even want to say what it is because I'm pretty sure y'all already know. I don't know why it's so hard. Excuse my French, but I am going to be venting. I just don't know why it is so damn hard for a person like me to just land a job where I could stay for at least 6 months. I don't know why lately I've been getting placed with these jobs where it's just always something. It's either my tolerance for nonsense has gone extremely low, or I finally reached a point where I know myself way better than I used to. Y'all, I got a new job. I was very happy about it. I say that with pride because this isn't me being lazy, but I've quit 4 jobs. And I want to say the past 2 months, maybe even a little less, I've quit 4 jobs. The first job I quit, I was working at a home health care company. I quit that job after about 3 months because it was a lot of ghetto-ness going on there. That's the best way I could put it. The company already has a high turnover rate. I should have seen it from that point of view, but I was just desperate to have a job, so I took it. I was an office assistant, and my job, amongst other things, was primarily to just be temporary backup in the office, like help with ordering supplies, answer phones, help with scheduling if they are busy. I mean, the list goes on. You know, I go and get food, obviously with the company's credit card. So I was the office assistant. That job, which I wish I would have kept under good circumstances, but I had to leave because it was too toxic. There was a lot of women in the office, and that's not really the issue. It's what a lot of women bring. A lot of cattiness, a lot of people talking behind others' backs, a lot of fakeness. Granted, to work in corporate, you're going to have to be a little fake. I played the game a little bit, but it was just way too much hostility. It started to become way too many cooks in the kitchen because we had to interact with people on different sites. Not me. However, I was pretty much forced to get into the scheduling role twice. The first time I had to get into that role because the scheduler was quitting. She didn't give a 2-week notice. She gave a 1-week notice. So the manager came to me and said, "Hey, Sierra, I know I didn't hire you for this, but I'm going to need you to step in as a scheduler until we find somebody else." Okay, I'm the new girl. I stepped in. Was the worst 2 weeks of my life because it took around 2 weeks for her to find a replacement. Finally found a replacement. I couldn't have been more happy. I did voice to my manager I did not want to be a patient care coordinator, aka a scheduler. Not necessarily because of the job, but it's because of who you have to deal with. Too many cooks in the kitchen. You had to be there to see just how catty people are and how much grown adults like to blame shift instead of take accountability. That's what I had to go through filling in for the girl who just resigned as a scheduler. And I see why she resigned now. And then she hired a male. I was very happy about that. I think we could use some testosterone in the office. Everything was going good. Long story short, not even 3 months in, they fired him. Didn't even try to coach him at all, because me and him was pretty cool there, actually. I was the closest to him than I was to the ladies, to the other women. But they never coached him, never said, "Hey, you're doing this wrong." They just upped and fired him without having a replacement. The worst business practice ever. So guess who they came to again? Me, Sierra. "Hey, Sierra, we're going to need you to cover yet again for this scheduler until we find somebody else." This time I've had it, because at this point I told my manager that this is not a position that I want to be in. This is not a position that I applied for. The whole 9. Once you tell somebody, leadership, that's supposed to be in leadership, that this is not a position that you applied for, because I didn't, you couldn't fight that, and you still put them in there and then say that you're getting pressure from up above and, you know, your higher ups, which I really didn't believe that as time went on. I left. I quit. because I wasn't about to be played with, and I value my peace. So I quit that job. Job number 1 down. Less than about 5 days later, I interviewed for another position, being an administrative assistant for a construction company. I know I don't like construction companies or anything, but I'm just like trying to get through it until I finish nursing school. This is my whole mindset, and it still is today. I interviewed with the director virtually. She liked me, hired me immediately. The job was extremely unfulfilling. I never realized what it felt like to have the urge to want to pull my human hair out than working there. The whole office was made of glass. Never have I ever worked in an office where there are no sorts of privacy. Glass everywhere. By the way, the owner, he was there day in and day out. So that lets you know, zero privacy. There's zero personal space as well, because I was sharing a space with a girl that I had nothing in common with. No type of fulfillment, no type of purpose. I felt purposeless. So I did end up quitting that job. I felt like I owed it to myself, and I owed it to them to not waste their time. So I quit that job, job number 2 down. I linked up with my recruiter at a staffing agency. She placed me on a 1-month contract. That 1-month contract I didn't want, because it's just 1 month. I feel like, why even waste my time? But I needed a job, you know. I just quit the second one, so I just said, hey, let me take it. Easy job, mindless work. I was able to wear my Bluetooths. Didn't pay as much as I wanted it to. I'm not gonna lie, that was a huge factor. But I still said, okay, I'll keep this job until I find something else. Well, your girl landed 3 interviews. Okay, and I had 3 interviews the very next day. There was no way in hell I was going to be able to do that at the company that I was working for. I was working at a headquarters where there was eyes and ears everywhere. It would have been above obvious me telling the lady that was looking after me as the temp. She would have noticed that I would have been gone, because I would have had to dismiss myself 3 times to go on 3 different interviews in that same day, because all 3 interviews was in that same day virtually. And there was no way I was going to really get out of that. And one of the interviews was like an hour and a half long. So needless to say, before the end of the day, I did call my recruiter and I made up something. I just said, hey, I won't be able to do this contract anymore, because I knew that I had 3 interviews the very next day, and those interviews was better opportunities for me. That was that. That's the 3rd job down. And then I applied to a job on Indeed at a doctor's office. That's the one that I'm at right now. I interviewed. It's not far away from my house. In fact, it's like less than 5 minutes away. And it's at a doctor's office. It will look great on my resume, right? Which brings me to today. I just started Monday, March 23rd. Today is March 25th, and I'm already considering quitting. I was this close to walking out today. And it's for no other reason other than the manager. The manager. The fucking manager. And there's no escaping her. It's a small office. It's a small independent, office. I'm going to be working side by side with her. There's no way around it. Like, I already came to the conclusion that working for somebody is not for me. I already know that that's this situation. But damn, can I just catch a break? Let me just have a job where I can at least stomach it until I graduate. When I tell y'all this lady is so condescending, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. I should have known, because when I did my interview with her, it wasn't a formal interview. I was outside in the lobby. She opened up the door, introduced herself to me. She was standing up, I was sitting down, and she was just asking me questions. Hey, so what have you done? Have you done this? Have you done that? It wasn't like a sit down, anything like that. So, because they were busy, and I could see that she was in her face, like visibly just busy, stressed. So she did tell me 3 people walked out. What? And I proceeded to ask her. I laughed because I thought it was a joke. I said, really? 3 people walked out? She said, yes. Red flag. But me, I need a job, right? It's a doctor's office, right? It'll look good on my resume, right? Number 1, this lady does not train. She does not train at all. And I mean that with every fiber in me. She runs through processes, literally runs through. I mean, it's like you don't even see how fast you're clicking through everything. She runs through everything, wants you to repeat it less than 2 minutes later. And if you dare ask her a question, you're going to be met with bad tone, bad body language, and unnecessary words, very condescending. For instance, I asked her something about like how to navigate to check for the insurance activity. And she was like, oh, I don't know. Where do you go? I mean, I liked it that because I'm like, okay, well, she's testing me. Okay, it didn't end there. I noticed if I asked her something different, like, okay, I saw you just ran through this really quick. Can you just repeat, like, how do I get from here to there? She'll say, I mean, you got to click OK. I mean, that's the only way that you can get out of the system, right? You got to click OK. Just like that, same tone, same expression. That means a lot, guys. Body language, expression means a lot. I let it go. And this went on for the whole first day. Randomly, she'll say, okay, so show me how to create a schedule. In the back of my mind, I'm like, bitch, you barely even showed me, but let me at least attempt. I'll attempt. God forbid I forget, because I'm navigating not one system, not two systems, but three. I got to navigate against a system called Ability to check insurance. I got to navigate against ECW, which is short for eClinical Works. And I got to navigate against another system called Tebra. Day one, first day. And you're expecting all of this from me when you haven't even trained me, quite honestly. And you dare get an attitude when I ask you to repeat something. I'm met with condescending remarks. I mean, do you click save? I don't know. Do you click save? After a while, that shits get really annoying. I mean, what other thing are you going to click? I literally had to have a conversation with this lady yesterday, which was day 2, because I had enough. And I said, such and such, I'm not going to say her name. Let me call her Stacy. Stacy, I'm just going to ask that you be patient with me. And this is exactly how I said it. I'm going to ask that you be patient with me. This is only my second day and you run through things extremely fast. It's impossible for me to keep up. And she kind of cut me off in a nice way, put her hands on my shoulder, and she was like, oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know I could be kind of like a lot to deal with, but I be thinking in my mind that but you don't really know. But I be thinking of laughing. She's like, and in my mind, I'm playing it too. I'm like laughing like, yeah, okay, but I'm not. I'm new. This is my second day. Around like 11, she made some slick ass remark yet again. And I excused myself. I went to the bathroom and there was another young lady that was there. She kind of like moonshines, like she shadows, and comes in every now and then to help out. So I excused myself. I went to the restroom and I came back out. I said, hey, Stacy, I'm about to step out. I need to take a personal call. And yes, I sure did. And I don't know if she could see it on my face or not, but I was just pissed. And I was outside, venting to my sister who, had a little bit of time at her job to listen to me, telling her like, I can't deal with this because this is starting so early on. Like there's nothing to get used to. There's no wait a week, wait 2 weeks. No, it's happening right now. This is what you're going to have to deal with day in and day out. Because you work so close with this lady, you have to. The doctor, he's doing surgeries. He seems like to me, very reserved, quiet, man, not much in the way. He just be in his office or he's doing procedures. I'm left to deal with this broad. I will never, ever tolerate disrespect and patronizing. A girl like me who already one step in the US, one step out, I can't seem to get with the fakeness of it all, the rigid schedules, the kissing ass. I can't seem to get with it. So that's it, guys. That's the end of this video. I hope this have helped somebody feel like you're not alone. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I want to at least finish out this week. I called my recruiter. I told her, hey, put me back on the list. So she said she may have some work for me. We'll see. I applied to the airlines as well because I've been wanting to do that. I want to work for an airline again so I could take some flights. There just got to be more to life than this. And it's not to say nursing is going to be heaven because I already know it's not. I've racked up how many hours of clinical hours over the past 2.5 years? Well, I won't even say 2.5 because I started clinicals 1 year after 1 year of nursing school. So for about like 1.5 years now, I've been in so many hospitals, clinics. I know nursing is just going to be like kind of like the same jazz. But at least with nursing, I'll be getting paid more money. I'll be doing 312s instead of 5/8 like I do now, like a lot of people do. I'll be doing my 312s. I'll take my 4 days off to travel, do things that I actually give a shit about. Nursing will not be my identity. No job will be my identity. I am me. I am Sierra, and I'm a lot of things. But nursing will be able to get me there financially. You know what I'm saying? It will open up the doors for me financially. It will also allow me to be able to have that lifestyle. You know, working 312s, okay, 12-hour shifts is no joke, yes. But at least I could have 4 days off. And if I do my schedule savvy enough, I could have like a week off. It's just so much wiggle room in nursing. No, I will not stay on the floor. But I also know I probably won't do remote work because I know those are the typical 9 to 5, 5 days a week type jazz. But eventually I want to scale down to being an independent contractor. That's what fits best with a girl like me who values autonomy, flexibility. You know, I need to have something that I can control in that aspect and not have to deal with people. Because people, they're the issue. It's not always the job itself. It be the people you have to work with. So that's my goals, at least. I feel like that will open up a lot of doors for me. And then, of course, this YouTube. That's why I've been working so hard, busting my butt, trying to get out and push out all this content for y'all. That's why I want to start putting more money behind marketing, because I saw what that did. I put like $40 in the AdSense, the Google AdSense, and I got 40 subscribers from that. Organic, no bots. I literally just paid Google to simply push my videos. My channel has been growing slowly but surely. You know, I pride myself in having organic followers. So that's what I want, y'all. You know, I need to be my own boss. YouTube, I could be my own boss. I love it. You know, I'm a creative, something I enjoy doing. You know, I'm also interested in being an Airbnb host. You know, I want to do that as well. And then, of course, nursing, independent contractor, may do some travel nursing as well. But doing these desk jobs, these 9 to 5 jobs, it ain't it, y'all. It is not it. Anyways, y'all, this video is like 35 minutes long. It's going to be much less once I chop it up. But if you made it this far, please consider subscribing, and commenting. Let me know in the comment section if you been feeling the same way as me. I'm trying to keep a smile, y'all. It's not easy. I'll keep y'all posted on whatever the outcome is. But I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. And I say the best thing of it all is that at least I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. It's much harder and it's much nerve-wracking and just anxiety, written when I'm feeling this way and I don't know what the issue is. I know what the issue is. Anyways, I'm going to be okay. Make sure you like this video, y'all. And until next time, peace. Let's just hit the rewind.